Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to another breathtaking reaction. Just because I understand a topic doesn't imply that I don't need a teacher. In fact, this is the time that the teacher should be so much closer to me than ever. This is the words of Steve Davyjnr to the haters that have already sent shock and jitters to the haters, and they cannot carry it anymore.
So much to my supporters. Thank you for ensuring that you give me your support full time. Your support has been what do I say? A building stone. A building stone. So that support alone is assuring. It shows me that Steve, you can go far. But at the end of the day, this is from me. This is from me. At the end of the day, I'm very appreciative. I did not want to finish a relationship with Marwa where we are shouting at each other.
Fact.
No, that's not how brothers operate. You know, when two brothers fall apart, you look for a way to make up.
You have makeup
You
issues.
look for a way to join and grow together.
That's God command.
A separated family is easy
To defeat as well.
but a united family stands
Strong.
together like this. So I know some people are thinking, oh, Steve will run away.
Shun away
He'll never
haters.
need Marwa.
Shun them away.
No, I don't think I've grown enough in such a way that I don't need Marwa. In fact, I need him.
Even if you grow, you don't need to run.
I need him.
You need each other as well.
You know, me, I'm looking at this thing not from a perspective of pride. I'm looking at this thing from a perspective of a student. Just because I understood one topic doesn't mean that I don't need the teacher.
In fact, you need the teacher more
You know,
than ever.
I really need the teacher at the end of the day. Even if I get A in mathematics, remember, there's another
Teacher elsewhere.
subject that I'll be needing the teacher.
Sure.
And when I get E, the next subject, my grade will not be A, to be average. And now we don't build average students. So if I want to be an average student, I can run away from Maro. you know, if I want to be average, this I'm telling you from my perspective, the way that I've seen things. The choice is mine. From now, I can run away
And be average student.
because I feel that I've made it in life. I can run away, just disappear, go. I say I'll never talk to Maro, I don't need him, I have my crowd. I can run away, it's okay. But then, when it starts raining, where will I run to? So you have to think, even for the young YouTubers, even for those who he has made, don't think that you have made it, don't think you have made it. At the end of the day, just like a chick, you need the mother. You just need to you can loiter alone during the day, feed it. By the end of the day, you need somebody. You need to lie under the wings of somebody. Even
Thanks for being sensible. Even siblings has got rivalry. They do fall out and make up it big time. So let bygones pass and continue your friendship with Marwa. Grow, review your friendship, and and always remember, no one is perfect. We all make mistakes going forward. Thank you all for rising to the occasion to reunite again as the great brothers going forward. What a great brotherhood showcased by two of you. Kudos.
I don't doubt myself. I don't doubt what I'm doing. I know that everything works for good. Everything, at the end of the day, everything works for good. And by me going back to Embargo to just fix something that is requested, he might not need me. Not need me because he even has the money to pay experts, But at the end of the day, we are brothers. At the end of the day, we are friends. Despite the YouTube thing, despite the internet thing, despite the small petty problems, we are friends and brothers so far. That is my belief. And I think if we had fallen out with Maro, he could not be picking my calls. I could not be picking his calls. We talk like men every day. I don't think there's a day that has ever passed before we talked with Maro. So we usually talk, we discuss here things, there. So when we go there, we are going to fix things. And I'll also have time to even learn from him. We're also going to do many things. And after the party, we still have a long way to go. A long way to go. Even when I'll be successful, I'll still be looking at Maro and saying, he's the man who built it. So, my people, don't feel offended. Don't feel bad when you see me going back. That's why I've made this video. Don't feel like, Steve, why are you going back? We already said don't go there. No, that's not how I operate. That's not how I see things. So, me as a parent, I'm a believer of soft heart. Sometimes you don't have to beat the child just because they did a mistake, they broke a cup. You just need to look at them, keep quiet. But you know that is enough message. They want to break another cup, but you don't need to beat them and chase them out of the house and say, I don't want to see you here. You can't operate like that. So me as a parent, as a brother, I've learned to live with people. So you have to learn every day. Learn every day. Push your things through. Make sure things are flowing well. And so I'm also going to teach my brothers a few things because they are my brothers. At the end of the day, I'm going to teach them and even help them where they can, because I know before YouTube pays, you need to put a lot of work, and you need money to sustain yourself. You need money to run your family. You need money to run yourself. Because at the end of the party, let's say Marwa locks the gate. We can't go in. We can't sleep there. We can't eat from his place. So what happens now? What happens? So I'll teach my brothers, Ken, Gora, and Peter C7. I'll show them a few things about their expertise. If you're a teacher, there's no benefit of you going to the bakery to bake bread. You are more productive being a teacher. So I'll teach them about internet operations. I show them firsthand. Now, not the theory thing, the practice. I show them the practice thing, how they can even open their own ISP.
I congratulate you, Steve, for taking a wise decision to sorting out issues between you and Marwa. That is the great step, and that's the brotherhood that everyone needs. We are learning from mistake going forward in case of issues amidst issues. We all need each other. Thanks for Mr. Daniel or Pastor Daniel for spearheading such kind of brotherhood and always bringing you together once again. May God bless you abundantly and to your family all together.
I have realized something, that there are people who love Steve J1, who love me for who I am. Just that. There are people who love me for who I am. Because in the past few days, I've also realized that money can be very deceptive. You can have money and think that, oh, I own this world. Titles are very deceptive. Crowds are very deceptive. Families are very deceptive. But now, with God, let me say, with God, He makes things work easy for you. Easy. And I have really seen it. So I just wanted to affirm that the same way you love me, guys, I love you the same. I've been able to meet so many people. They tell me, oh, thank you for this, thank you for that, whatever happened. But now, guys, I'm here with a different story. The reason why I'm doing this video is that because now I have my phone and it is in the morning. I wanted to do a video because I long to do this. I want to do a video before I step out of the house and say this. God has been good. He has worked his ways. And one thing that I want to say is, me and my brother, I've been able to talk to so many people. And me and my brother, Waigwa, we shall be going back to Ayamara's place tomorrow. And so many people say, oh, Steve, but you are mistreated here. Yep. I don't want to talk about that because we already talked about that. So we're not in that phase now. So let me explain first what will happen. So me and my brother Waigwa, we are going to go to Marwa's place tomorrow. So we shall be leaving the city by around 3 a.m. on the night of today. That is before Friday. I think tomorrow should be Friday, so today is Thursday. So we are going to leave the city by around 3 a.m. So I pray that God goes with us. So we're supposed to go there. I've been able to. The reason why we are going back, and especially I'm going back, is that I know right now there is internet at Marwa's place. There's internet. Came yesterday. That's when the issue of the electricity at the school has been fixed. So for over a week plus, there has been no internet. So I've received calls from Marwa. You know, we talked and we sorted things out like men. And I am a believer of one thing. Me as a human being, me as a human, I am a believer of one thing: second chances.
True.
You know, everybody says that if I fall out with you, I don't ever want to hear from you or see you. But for Steve, I am a believer of second chances.
Very important.
Me, even if the only thing that you'll do, and I want to forgive you easily, is when you play with maybe my wife, my daughter, my mother. The rest you can play with. Even if it's money, I can forgive you. But now when you touch that side, now that there's no forgiveness there. And now, so long as we're dealing man to man, business, whatever, that one we can talk. You know? So I'm a believer of second chances. Even if we fall out, everybody has the time and the chance to redeem themselves. You know, when you redeem yourself, when you realize maybe where the mistake was and we talk things over, we settle that. I'm a believer of second chances. So long as we don't misuse that chance to hurt each other again. So I've discussed with my wife. She has accepted that I may go. I've talked to Daniel, Mr. Daniel from Texas. We have been talking, Baba Gives. So he's also okay. In fact, he's the one facilitating the whole process, because we are going, number one, there are things about the internet that I'm going to do so that now everything will be smooth, and I show Marwa a few things here and there. We're also going to complete the work of the CCTVs with Waigwa. Then after that, we come back to the city. So, so many people will be asking, but Steve, whatever happened? Why are you going back? No, guys, let's not be judgmental. Me, I'm a believer of, if I never did a mistake, I'm a believer of not hiding. You know, they say the wicked
Runs
just run
from the problem of the shadow.
because of their own shadow. You know, if you're wicked, you'll run away. But if you're straight and your things are straight, you are.
Guys, from all those clips that we've watched, from Steve J1's and all the scenario that have been exhibited on that video clips, what do we learn? There are specific lessons that learned throughout those videos that have just premiered. We can deduce several kind of lessons, maybe 4 to 5 of them. If I'm sure, they can be 3 there can be 5 of them. Are you there? So before we delve into the lessons learned, let's take a moment to always subscribe to my channel if you're coming across this channel for the very first time. To my loyal subscriber, may God bless you abundantly. Always watch my videos. Don't skip ads. Watch them up to the end. Let's dive in after the break. Welcome back to my YouTube chit chat. My name is SnrZack and this is my YouTube channel. Guys, the lessons learned from all the clips that have premiered, from all the stories that happened between I Am Marwa and Davyjnr, now they are reuniting. We call them a tale of reunion that makes friends come together and leave the ugly scenes that was exhibited along these videos going forward. So lesson number 1, maturity top-notch is needed whenever you want to solve the issues arising between the two individuals. More so, those we call brothers, more so, those who call friends who at one point existed in this world so coexistently, peacefully, and loving each other going forward. So the reasons why we need maturity, this is the point whereby you will understand the perspective of your brother, the perspective of your friend, come to the middle ground, sort the communication process, therefore you rise again to occasion. So at this point, we need no chest thumping. At this point, everybody, if you're at the optimum level, you have to tone down and calm. And the two individuals, the duo, that is the Davyjnr and A.M Marwa, just exhibited just that. They calm everything. They all blind their ears from hearing from haters, from even the close friends. Now they are working towards in becoming friends again. Not only just friends, but the great friends that everybody wouldn't have imagined further. And these guys have just exhibited that going forward. Lesson number 2. Always solve the problems or the issues that arises between you and friends. Don't run from problems. It only takes the wicked people to run from problems, and that one is a confirmation that they were the results where the problems was emanating from. A good people will always have a sit down, dress themselves further, look at the effect, and come to a conclusion that we no need such kind of problems anymore. That we need to sit down and share such kind of bond and bringing us together. There is a saying that always say, it doesn't matter what happens to you. What really matters and very important, it is what do you do with what happens with you within your life. Either taking a bull by its own or running away from the bull will always judge you harshly. So coming back to this level, calming down everything, and the storm from either sides and shunning all the haters have made these guys realize that they need each other for the better growth. So love and friendship is key for the growth. Lessons number 3. Good friendships are built on mutual understanding from both sides. The key word is from both sides. That is, from your personal perspective and from your friend's perspective. So long as both of you have a sit down and understand your friend's perspectives of things, and your friends also understand your own personal perspective on how you viewed such kind of an outburst or such kind of misunderstanding, therefore you'll have to realize it was nothing more serious, but it was an issue to deal with the communication, or a deal to deal with the communication breakdown and misunderstanding. Therefore, the two guys have just come down and torn and to cease fire. Cease fire simply means because it was indeed just a misunderstanding from both sides. That's why there were outbursts. That's why they couldn't understand to each other. But upon realizing and rising to the occasion that there is things that they need to solve that. There is friendship beyond the camera. Are you there? It is not things that we see on camera, but outside the camera, people need to coexist. People need to do business. People need to always support each other. We need always to have each other's back. We need always to talk to each other. We need always to greet each other. We need always to mingle in whichever way best fit us. This is God's command. Therefore, fire was seized by the two individuals just to solve the problems or matters arising amicably. May God bless you indeed. Steve and Marwa have just exhibited the God's command on humankind. Simply always solve your problem or issues you have between your brothers and neighbors before the sun goes down. And this is what A M Marwa and Steve Davyjnr have just done. That's what they've done, because we coexist. Solving problems with your neighbor and always talk to your neighbor. Simply, you are continuing with the God's creations, God's command by existing peacefully. And this is the God's word to humankind. This is the better thing you can do to always amplify the relationship, to amplify the connections we have between us with God itself. So problem solving is just not only for social existence. It's not only for physical growth. It is for mental growth and spiritual growth. And God always back it in the scripture. Have to always solve the problem that arising with your neighbors and brothers before the sun actually goes down. So A M Marwa and Steve Davyjnr is just doing the God's command. And I must thank all of them for rising to occasion to always exhibit such kind of a good teaching going forward. To wrap up this conversation going forward, peace and blessing to you, Marwa and Steve Davyjnr, and your family in suit. I am so elated seeing you together once again and for mutual understanding. That is how matured people and intelligent people solve their issues or solve their problem. They don't run from the problem. So it was just a mere misunderstanding and a miscommunication on both sides. And thank you for always turning away from the haters or from the people close to you who have been feeding you toxic information to attack each other on this street. I'm very happy and elated and jovial and in equal measure for what you have just exhibited going forward. Your attitude are so positive. You've just taught people en masse on how to solve problem, on how people can love each other and communicate effectively to always cease fire. You know, it doesn't matter what happens to you. What really matters is certainly what you do with what happens to you. If there is persistent kind of a problem in your life, what matters is not the problem. What matters is how you solve it. This is what Steve Davyjnr and A M Marwa. On the top is Pastor Daniel, who have just exhibited the great parenthood and a great problem solver and a great teacher and a preacher and a pastor or a reverend, so to speaking, to always bring the flock together. And I am happy going forward. You know, attitude are more important than facts. And certainly facts also is important more than attitude. But what matters, and so importantly so, is that the attitude in which we approach the fact, it is more important than everything else in life. So the good and the positive attitude towards solving issues shall come or shall be premised on your individual level, emotional intelligence, and summing up to be a matured personal being, growth physically, spiritually, economically. Because beyond the camera, we need to grow. Physically, beyond the camera, we need to grow business-wise, economically. Beyond the camera, we need to exist socially. And therefore, we are creating what we call the social fabric, coexistence, and strengthening the values within our society. Until next time, This is Senior Zack.